Times you were upset last week? Be honest.
Um,
I want you to be in peace and happiness all the time.
yeah.
How many times you were upset?
Um, None.
None. That's really good. That's really good. Do you have a did you have any strong likes and dislikes last week?
No.
Because that makes one upset. It's an indirect question, but it is the same question.
Yeah.
Very good. I really love it. Did you remain calm and peace this week?
Yeah.
Busy doing lot of stuff?
Yes.
Okay. What were those things you were busy?
Um, I've been doing lots of schoolwork because I'm starting school in 2 weeks. Real
Oh,
school.
very good.
Yeah. And I have been skiing with like friends and just doing my other activities and stuff.
Other activities and stuff. Yeah, that's good. So I will also learn skiing. Will you teach me?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's good. So still, you have a lot of snow?
Yes, lots. Some ski resorts will be open till July because we just keep getting more and more snow.
More and more snow. Yeah, so till July, I may plan.
Yeah,
Maybe you ask your dad at home.
yeah.
So if that is, I will keep on doing the sessions as I have scheduled, and
Hmm.
out once I'm free from the schedule, I will love to be there. So I have to have warm clothes and other stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. And the skiing tools I can buy from there.
yeah. Rent, buy, yeah. They have lots of.
Oh, rent and buy. That's really good.
Yeah.
So let me talk and see what happens. I'll talk to my son also.
Hmm.
If son can move from California to Utah,
Yeah.
so, so we'll have 4 and 5 people. We'll stay in some resort that you can suggest. So come back to we were talking our goal of each and every session is to get away from anxiety, emotional upsets, emotional bondage, stress, and the suffering. That is the first goal. Second goal is to live in that state of the calmness and peace and happiness, love, and wisdom. When I was there in New Jersey, I had been coaching a couple of psychotherapists. So one psychotherapist has joined me for a private lesson. So, because once this Eastern wisdom appeals, then we realize it is very important to reach to a state where we transcend, or I would use the word where we recognize instantly the event and a situation and a relationship this is going to cause this problem, so you keep a distance and you maintain calm and peace. So second goal is to awaken that inner peace and happiness, love and wisdom in our day-to-day thinking, speaking and acting. So now another part, that what happens in our daily living. Suppose that you had a strong likes and dislikes and you were upset over a small situation and condition in your life. So now you sleep in you wake up in the morning, those thoughts return, and it gives you a feeling of emotional bondage or mood upset because those thoughts are repeated. And so it is in Eastern wisdom, we say it is Mangalacharan. Mangalacharan is literally translated as auspiciousness.
Mhm.
So, auspicious. What is auspicious? So there is a time, there is a location, there is a person, there is an object. So all together creates a situation, an event. So that event should be auspicious. Why that event only? Every moment in our life. You go for skiing, auspicious. You start studying, auspiciousness. You start talking to your dad or mom, auspiciousness. You communicate to your sibling, auspiciousness. You talk to your friends, auspiciousness. You are eating, auspiciousness. You see that? That's why we seek blessing before eating. When we sit on the
Yeah,
dining, do you do that? No.
sometimes.
Sometime. Why sometime? Why not all the time?
I don't know.
So it is better you should take the initiative whenever, whether you are at mom's home or dad's home. The moment everyone sits in the dining room, and then just, you should, I would say, order that, okay, let's say the blessing and use the mantra. Which mantra you like the most? Any mantra you can use.
Um, I like acetoma, Satyagamaya.
Yeah, that too is good. Because you can say in the beginning that let us do the blessing and before we eat anything. And then you sing Asatoma Satgamaya. And then you say the meaning of this is moving from the false to the truth. And then you have to explain the meaning so that when you explain the meaning, it goes into the head of everyone. Need not to shy, you have to start doing it.
Mhm.
Huh? What is your 50% yes and rest 50% is no?
No, but 100%
Yeah,
yes.
100%. Why? Because I want you to present yourself as the girl who not only thinks about herself but also thinks about everyone in the home. So you start from the family. So the first is Asatoma Satgamaya. And then you explain the meaning. The meaning of this is moving from the false to the truth. And then here, what you do, here you have to explain the meaning in relationship to the food. As we all know that the food nourishes the body, food pertains purely to the body because whatever the food goes to the body, it keeps the body healthy, it prevents the illnesses. So, what is false in the food? So, we have to recognize any food that comes into the category of the false should be avoided, and the food that gives the nourishment, that gives the purity of the mind, should be eaten. You have to listen to it and then only you have to start. Tamaso Jyotirgamaya. So moving from the ignorance to the suffering. That is the meaning. But we should all together as a family, members of the family, we should we should not live in ignorance. What is ignorance? Is the wrong notion. What is the wrong notion that is based on the strong likes and dislikes and causes the attachment and detachment, and ultimately it results into reaction, anger, and hesitation amongst the member of the family. So we should not think, speak, and act out of ignorance. We should think, speak, and act out of wisdom. Now you see that I have converted the mantra into a blessing.
Yes.
Mrityurma amritangamaya. So here you say that meaning, direct meaning is definitely from mortality to immortality, but the essence, the knowledge behind it, that there is a either we work on the mind or the mind works on us, and that is very much relevant to the food. So if we have a strong like for say for example on the instant food, and then instant in the junk food, we have a strong liking, we want to eat it, and we get habituated, we get addicted, it is going to cause us the problem. So it is very important to have a freedom of the mind while eating food that is nutritious, that is delicious, that I have a preference of liking, but I don't get attached to it. And then ultimately, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let there be peace, peace, and peace while before eating the food, during the eating the food, and after eating the food, because that food which we are taking that is nutritious will be very well digested, and it gives an energy, peace, and calmness to my body. You have to apply this now. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
You have to apply. So I believe, I trust you. So you just didn't say, no, let us sit together, mom and dad, or mom or dad, sit together. Let us do that. Let me chant, recite the mantra, I'll explain it, and after that, let us start eating. It helps you to. So, what is very important is the invocation. Whether you invoke the auspicious moment. So what happens when we are not conscious, then we mind invokes negative movement, a negative thought, a thought pertaining to the likes and dislikes and reaction. So when the mind invokes a negative thought, a reactive thought, when you remember something happened maybe last week, and the mind you wake up in the morning and the mind says, "Oh, that is too much crazy," because and then the whole day passes in hesitation, in reaction, in mood swing, in emotional upset. We have not to keep those thoughts and the feeling or the emotions associated with those negativity or what is false. So that is one, it just came to my mind that it is better. I know you can do it, and you will do it. But the moment you wake up in the morning, the first thing, it is always good to use any mantra. Every day you can use different mantras. Just you woke up means you are awake.
Mm-hmm.
So you are awake, then become aware of the mantra and repeat mentally. You need not to repeat it loudly. But yes, if you do it loudly, that is also good. Sarvesham. So you are still lying down, you are awake, and mentally you say Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, and then you go for the meaning. What is the second line? Do you remember? Or did you forget it?
Sarveshan swastir bhavatu.
Bhavatu.
Sarveshan Mangalam Bhavatu.
No Sarvesham Shantir
Here,
Bhavatu.
Bhavatu.
Third line Sarvesham
Sarvesham
Purnam Bhavatu.
Purnam Bhavatu.
And fourth line is definitely Mangalam. Sarvesham
Sarvesham Mangalam
Mangalam Bhavatu.
Bhavatu.
So what you do, while lying down, and you just repeat that mantra. So when you create that auspicious moment, and then you wake up, then you start your daily chores, brushing the teeth, going to the restroom, and it hardly takes 2 or 3 minutes. So not only you recite the mantra, but also you explain to yourself the meaning. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Let everyone be happy, or let everyone be healthy. Both are good. So then the moment you say let everyone be happy, then you trigger the mind. Why everyone should be happy? You ask the question mentally and you answer, because happiness is the essential nature of every living being. Every living being is looking for peace and happiness in the world. And then you visualize your siblings, your mom and your dad, and your friends and everyone. So, what is going to happen? If you had a reactive thought against anyone, you have already invoked the blessing, your mind will change. Why we are doing it? We are selfish. Why we are selfish? We want peace and happiness in our life. So we are selfish in a good way. So being selfish is also it is not negative, because if I'm selfish, to live in peace and to help others to be in peace is a good way to be selfish. So when some of your friends say no, we should not be selfish, you tell her to come and sit. Let me explain you what do you mean by selfishness. So I am selfish to be in peace, and I am also selfish that you should also be in peace. So we should communicate in a way that helps not only ourselves but also others. So what we are doing, we have already created an auspicious moment. So even if your friend going to talk of some nasty thing, they will stop. They will not say anything. Sometimes we talk, my dad is crazy, my mom is crazy. No, we are not interested in that. So if your friend says that my mom and dad is crazy, so then you talk to the beer guy. I will introduce you. Introduce those guys to. We are not interested. You have to just stop this. Why to stop it? Because we don't want to accumulate those thoughts in our mind. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
And now think that why we should not listen to these crazy stuff. Because the moment you have heard it, now you are lying down, you are going for a sleep, and you are thinking about it. So you will start comparing your dad and mom. And the mind will be filled with those thoughts. We are not interested. Whatever they do, they have done is their problem. As a daughter, you love your dad and you love your mom. Finished. I know you have started thinking. Mom said me something, dad. No, we are not interested. We are not interested. You see that's how it keeps your mind clear. And you live in an auspicious moment. That is another rule of the mantra. Another rule of the mantra is role of the mantra role of the mantra is to live and to think and speak inauspiciousness. I believe you are getting it.
Yes.
And that's why it takes time. We have heard it, we have understood it, and then what happens, we forget. Why we forget? Because other thoughts are there. We forget because other crazy thoughts are there in my mind. So that is why I'm seeing the role of the mantra. Role of the mantra. So it's good to have a blessing, and that you don't forget, because you are selfish. You want to change yourself. So because you don't want to forget, every meal you do the blessing. So what is going to happen? Your mind has changed. Your mind has changed, and what is going to happen again? Your siblings, after you do it for a few weeks, they will remind you. And when they remind you what it means, every sibling has a respect and love for you. Not only you have changed yourself, but you have changed others. Are you understanding?
Yeah.
That is why I am saying. So I believe you need not to shy. You will not shy of doing it. Feeling bored?
No.
So do it, at the time, the meal, when everyone is sitting, let us sit, and from today we are going to do it casually. Don't be so serious. If you are serious, then your siblings will take it differently. They will say, look at this Sienna, she tries to be smart. No, no, take it casually. Let us do all my, let us start with our creating an auspicious moment. So whatever we eat, it goes directly, easily digested to the body, and our life will be better. But if you do it seriously, then they will say, she is going to be, she is trying to be smart. So we don't give that feeling. Are you understanding?
Mm-hmm.
I have explained you the entire scenario, that so there is no need of shyness. Just do it casually, mom. Let us do it. Don't say that from today we will do it. And second time, oh, I remember, we have to do it. So after a few days, then you say, let us do it regularly. So don't. The way I introduce these principles to you, I use it casually. Oh, I'm not a serious guy. No, we'll say that serious. No, you have to do this. Why you can't do this? You have not done this. So when I teach like this, then you will say, okay, it's better to leave this guy. He is already in stress, and how he can teach me. So remember this, my young friend. That is very important. Let us start that. So those emotional garbage and upsets and all those issues will be dissolved and resolved. Your mind remains very clear, restful, and you are always ready to live into that auspicious moment. Another thing that is going to happen, because you have become a seeker. So what is going to happen, even with the past impression of likes and reaction and hesitation, your mind recalls. At the same time, mind will also recall the auspicious. No, 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 no. You will say to your mind, no, I'm not going to do it today. Not this at this moment. What has happened in the past, that is past. I have nothing to, no grudge, no trigger from the reaction. So your mind remembers the mantra, and you fall back into the auspicious moment, and the life changes. Our habit changes, our attitude changes. I'm more focused on you. Do you see that? I want you to be the best girl. Goal is the same. Very first thing. What is the goal of the Eastern wisdom? To become a better person. Do you see? The goal is still the same. So, a lot of things have to be done to become a good person and a better person in my thinking, in my speech, in my action, in my response, in my relationship. Now the time has come to apply these rules, apply these simple principles in the mantra in my daily life. So, what we are going to do, you can see that there is a lot of steps in there. So, my goal is in this series, starting from today, I will use another text, obviously, where they explain about the impurities and the purities of the mind. They explain about the enemies of the mind, and then they say how to get rid of these enemies of the mind, how to purify the mind completely, applying my thought, my speech, and action in my personal life, with the members of my family, with the strangers and the friends. I never missed an opportunity. I went to TJ Maxx, perhaps, I don't remember. So my wife got a couple of clothes, and then she was full of, she was just looking like a bubbly. She was smiling and happy. Yes, come, welcome. I said, you are always happy. I must appreciate. I saw you that you are full of smile and sense of freedom. Yes, I'm always happy. I said, are you happy at your home? So she looked at me and she said, that is totally different. I said, you are not, you are the same, even in your family. How come you see that you are different in your family? You have to resolve those issues if there are any issues. And it is only because of the likes and dislikes and attachment and detachment. And then I said, I started teaching, that's my bad habit. And then she looked at me and she said, oh, you are right. I have to change at home. That is the way you communicate. You are always full of that positivity. So, when you are always full of that positivity in your life, your thought, your speech, and action, take it, everything is a positive, everything is auspiciousness. Then she asked me what you do. I said, I put this machine into order. Look at me. I said, I put this machine into order. No, I didn't understand. Are you a mechanic? I said, yes, I'm a mechanic of this machine. So she said, I didn't understand. I said, I put this machine, your mind, into order to discover peace and happiness. Oh, and then she started laughing. So our conversation should also be full of positivity. We don't want to invite anything. What are you thinking? Are you doing like this? With your friends, with your members of the family, with your mom and dad? Or you remain very serious? Do you do that? I'm looking at you and asking you. No, tell me. Let me ask you differently. Are you an extrovert or introvert?
Um,
That will give me an answer. I'm being little clever, but I told you.
Introvert.
Introvert.
Yeah.
Remain introvert when you practice meditation. Remain introvert when you are doing the schoolwork. You see, now I'm giving you the idea. Remain introvert when you are doing a schoolwork, so it will keep your focus intact. When doing schoolwork, when doing meditation, when you are listening, to the audio files that I send to you. You see that? And remain extrovert. Extrovert does not mean that you remain extrovert. Remain extrovert with people, with auspiciousness. And I know why you are introvert. We have been together for many years. I know it.
Mhm.
So how? Question is how? Keep at least 3 to 5 questions pertaining to the people or the group you are in. First question definitely, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. Oh, you look very good today. So keep 3 to 5 questions. Oh, how the life is going on. You cannot ask, to your friends, at this young age, but you look very good. Oh, did you have a good sleep, to your friends? I'm just asking casually. What is the way to become an extrovert? Means that your focus is on the other people. Your focus is on the other people. You ask maybe couple of questions. Your focus is on other people in that group. That is, so you, because what happens in our life, my friend, is that when we are introvert, we become conscious. So in the group, we become conscious. If someone asks, so you forget about being conscious. You forget about being conscious and start asking casual questions about the dress, about about the sleep, huh? About the sleep. Did you understand about the sleep? Did you get it?
Yes.
Why I'm saying so? Can you think of it? We have to balance. We have to balance between extrovert and introvert. Why? You are in a group and your habit is to be an introvert. And what will happen after a few minutes, that group will recognize this. What happens to Sierra? Are you sad? Did anything happen to you? Because you are introvert, you didn't speak anything.
Yeah.
Did it happen?
Uh, yeah, at least once.
See that? That's where I'm going deeper into your head. So that happens. So you don't give an opportunity to the other by being an introvert as being good. No doubt. You're not criticizing anyone, you're not reacting to anyone. It's okay, it's good. But to be in a group and you are introvert. So what will happen? Everyone will notice, what happened to this? Oh, she might be in a lot of challenges because of her family, the siblings don't live. they will start thinking in a different way. And you say that there is nothing like this, and still they will say this. Did it happen? Sometimes I read the thoughts also. So when you go into a deeper state of meditation, it's very easy to read the thoughts. Don't live, you have to balance being introvert. What I told you, that remain introvert 100% when you are doing a schoolwork, when you are reading something, when you are listening these principles, especially the audios of this crazy guy who is talking to you. Remain introvert. Why? Because it gives you the focus to listen to it and to understand it fully. When you are alone doing something, obviously that is also a kind of being an introvert. But when I'm with the people, maybe with the dad and mom and friends and group, and I remain an introvert, so the people look at you and your expression and they will say, "What happened to you?" Don't give an opportunity to anyone to say and make that statement, "What happened to you?" Participate. Another part that you should notice, that you can repeat the same thing if your friend has spoken something good. Why? People will realize that you are participating. You are not isolated mentally and emotionally. Am I clear?
Yes.
Will you do it?
Yes.
we have to get rid of it. When I invite people, couple of times I think you did not come to my house, yeah?
No, I
Yeah,
haven't.
no. I always invite people, a group sometime, and then I'm just talking about them. How look you good? And I appreciate it with my mind and with the feeling. Otherwise, if you say that I speak while giving a lesson, otherwise, if you say that I'm 99% introvert person, can you ever imagine? I'm an introvert, 99%. I have my room, so the moment I finish this session and then I look, when I become introvert, then my mind knows that I have to complete this, I have to do this, I have to do that. My mind becomes focused. The moment I'm with the people, and especially in the mall, I told you, everywhere. So I have some doubt about any stuff in the store. I find out the person and I say, "Oh, let me ask you, hello," to get the knowledge, to get the right thing. So from today, balance between being an extrovert and introvert. So in the first principle, that it says, that what it says first, that we have to discover the real self. How? By becoming a good person. And we have already discussed that a lot, being a good person. And
Yeah.
then it says that uh, that how to be a good person. So here in this sutra, in this verse, I'm not repeating, those Sanskrit verses. They are little typical and complex. So I'm just translating into small questions and answers. So it says that, do you know the two flow of the mind?
Pure and impure.
Pure Little deeper. Can you recall?
Stress and prayers.
I love you. That is what it is. There is a true flow of the mind. Shreyas and prayers. And what is Shreyas?
Stress is the good.
Right and good.
Uh-huh.
And prayers is what I like and what is pleasant.
Yeah.
So prayers causes the pain and problems. Shreyas is always right and good, so it always causes peace and happiness. Clear?
Yeah.
Very good. So now comes the another question, and simple question to you again. What is that simple question? So I'm being an extrovert. You see the simple. I'm being an extrovert. Should I follow prayers or shreyas?
Oh.
I should follow shreyas.
Yeah.
So
Always.
I should pray. Very good. I should follow shreyas always. So, what is right and good? Let me recognize what is right and good in that group. What is right and good about people, about their dress, about their talking, and we just engage in speaking. How simple it is. A couple of times I appreciated your clothes. Do you remember?
Yeah.
So, and you will never forget that.
Yeah.
So, becoming an extrovert is not a big deal. The way I appreciated that cashier at the counter, oh, lady was very very heavy. I was I don't want to say that, but I was seeing she was bubbling with the smile and the laugh and taking care of the clients, and I said, "This looks very good." But I reminded her that she has to be also happy at home. No, that's a different thing. I said, "No, you are the same guy. You are the same girl." Oh, then I have to think. And then she asked me, "What you do?" And then again, I used in a different language. Instead of saying that I'm a coach and a counselor, I said, "I put this machine into order." "Oh, you are a mechanic?" "No." I said, "No, I'm not." "Yes, I'm a mechanic of this head." And she has a bigger smile. "Oh, I know. You're a counselor and a coach." "Yes, yes, yes, yes." What it took me to be an extrovert? Nothing. It helped. It helped her. It helped me. And she will never forget. Your dad told me one, I think, he told me that he's a motivational speaker.
My dad?
Yeah,
No. Not really.
not
No.
really, but he speaks to a group sometime. He advises.
Oh, he speaks to his company, but
Speaks to, yeah, yeah, yeah. So obviously, company also. So he might be thinking in the way of motivating those people to get the things done. So remember this being, my dear friend. So now there is one more thing that we will talk today. That you see that we started with being auspiciousness, and being auspicious is to creating a right in a good moment, a situation, an event. What is that situation or event? In any situation and event, you have a person or persons. You have a particular thing to be done, like skiing. You have your friends. You have your friends. They do this skiing, and they need to communicate. So now in that state of the communication, we instantly recognize there are two flow of the mind. I will never allow my mind to move to the shapes.
yeah.
What do you mean? I never allow my mind to move to Shreyas.
Oh, prayers. Prayers.
So, yes, to the prayers. And then in that prayer, I understand what is Shreyas. Shreyas is right and good. So, what is right and good for me should also be right and good for others. That is the meaning of Shreyas. So, it means I should think and I should speak and act what is not only right and good for me, but it should also be right and good for others. And don't ever think that everyone, if I remain introvert, then no one will speak nasty about me. No, if they have to speak, they will always speak. Don't think being an introvert means that I'm escaping, I'm hiding myself. You cannot hide yourself in a group.
Yeah.
You're in a group and everyone is talking. And your mind says I'm hiding, so but other will say, oh, what happened to you, Sienna? Are you okay? Do you feel good? Do you want to go home? You mean nothing of that sort, but because you are introvert in a group, and so you have to face all those questions. Now she is understanding. Don't ever feel that sense. So then we came to the what is right and good, and ultimately we focus on that. So how to examine? How to now the next question? How to examine what is right and good, and what should we do? Oh my goodness, you always ask the question, but I also answer it. But if you cannot answer, so how to examine what is right and good?
Yes.
I've taught you, but now we are learning how to apply these simple stuff in your daily living. Can I give you a hint? Mirage water, blueness of the sky. Let me give you another example. So you have to tell me those terms that I have used. The earth when you look at the ground. We are sitting on the ground. Huh? You are sitting on the floor. So the floor looks stationary, but it is not. The floor is a part of the earth. The earth is constantly moving. That is the way to find out what is right and good. What is the term I use? There are three terms I have been using. You're not with me. I should have hammered your head. So we use the three terms, the real, false, and unreal. Mirage water is false. It appears true, but it is not true. The blueness of the sky is false. It appears true, but it is not. Our earth, the floor looks stationary, but earth is moving. So we should not say anything that is false. We directly move to what is right and good. Did you get it?
Yeah.
So you see that you try one time, even when you go near to the mirage water, you see there is nothing. It disappears with the same eyes. And when you go far from the same mirage water, it again appears. It again goes away. Look at the driving. You will continue to start. Now you will start the driving. So you're driving on a road. You see that the trees are moving behind you. The road is moving behind you, but it is not moving. And what is real? It was It was present in the past, it is present in the present, and it will continue to remain present in the future also. It is present in all the times, in all the locations. What is that? That is real self, that is peace and happiness. And what about the unreal? It does not exist. Can you give an example of unreal?
Unreal. When you go to sleep at night and you dream.
Yeah. Yes. You're right. Dream is unreal. You should be very instant. Oh, there is a tiger on the wall. Lizard can be on the wall, tiger cannot be on the wall. It is non existent. So, when what does not exist is unreal. I am emotionally upset. It is unreal. but no, but you say that I feel it. Don't say that.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel the mirage water. I feel the blueness of the sky. I feel the highway is running behind me when I'm driving. So I have to examine what I feel, what I experience. Is that does that experience comes into real or false? You can say that, I feel it, I experience that I'm emotionally upset. What the heck you are talking? So I'm also saying we experience the highways running behind me. We feel it. But is it really moving when you are driving?
No.
Is the mirage water? Do you really see the water in the mirage? No, it is not. It is due to the reflection of the sunlight in the sky, we see the blueness. Because of the delusion, I see the earth is not moving, but it is constantly moving. We know it. Are you sure that earth is moving? But I see it's not moving. So the same way you can say that, I'm emotionally upset. Don't you feel that? I have an experience. So we all have these experiences, but they are not true.
Yeah.
So same way, my emotionally upset is not true. So the moment you say in your mind and then you move into the shreyas, then you examine what is real, false, and unreal, you are already calm. How long it takes? It takes not even a fraction of a second. Last point is very important. Very important for you. What is that? Let me say in a form of a statement. Because you are introvert, as you rightly recognized, being in a group you remain introvert, your subconscious mind has lot of thoughts and you want to escape any comment from anyone in that group is not a solution of being good by remaining introvert. Did you understand that?
Yeah.
I remain introvert so that nobody will point to me. No, everyone will point to you when you are in a group. If you are not speaking, if you are not participating, sit inside the room. No one is there. No one is there. So there is no issue. So we find being introvert in a group will help me. No. Now then what should I speak? I've already answered you. Shreyas, I've already answered you that you create 2 or 3 questions or say, oh, you look so good. And then you engage them into, how many dresses you have like this. Your specs looks good. You appreciate that. So auspiciousness means that you appreciate, you communicate, which has a content of appreciation, recognition, and acceptance. So you see that then nobody notices you that you are not talking. And the moment you don't talk, then they will say, "Are you sad?" Then they will throw millions of questions to you. You say, "I'm not sad." They don't agree. They will say, "That's why you are not speaking. Something happened." You might have experienced those issues. So I gave you a one solution to that by